in Shelford then for the second successive Saturday of the tour. Leads out the All Blacks. Matthew Ridge follows there. Schuster. And Bernie McCarhill in his first appearance, full appearance of the tour. And that's the captain then. Pleased to sit in the stand and watch the victory over Pontypool. Back in the forefront of things today. And that man will always lead from the front. Out comes the Swansea team then. And that reception from the crowd leaves them in no doubt that they're the favourites here as Robert Jones, Wales' scrum half, the Lions scrum half, and here, as great a day as ever for him, captain of Swansea. As the teams then come across to face the stand, the usual preliminaries. The French contingent in midfield there, the referee and two touch judges. Just one more preliminary then, and what a preliminary this is. It's what we're becoming too accustomed to. It's the All Black haka.
Please keep the touchlines well clear, otherwise we will have accidents. Photographers, please stand well back.
The Swansea team not facing up to the opposition. They were in a huddle, having a quiet little word. Last inspirational thoughts of captain Robert Jones. Mark Wyatt is that man with 15 on his back, the man that will start this game. Just checking his watch is the referee from France, René Urquet. Urquet just asks of Swansea whether they're ready. And Wyatt then starts this Swansea challenge to the All Blacks. Just nudge forward, but that interesting. Swansea taking the option, the kick first, just to get in amongst the All Blacks. Deans as the scrum half, his first taste of a game here in Wales. That's Ian Bucket, North Walian, on this side with the headband. Billy James, so much experience in the middle. And then Mark Morgan on the other side. Deans has a little look before then placing a delicate little kick into space. Wyatt is the man that collects it and runs out of space. It's Mark Wyatt, the ex-Wales full-back. So Warren Gatland is the New Zealand hooker, his first taste of Welsh rugby here on Welsh soil. Played for Hamilton for Waikato against Wales on that tour. Gatland Ainsley. Tidily delivered, and the referee decides just a little bit of nonsense. The referee, and Frenchmen don't normally referee the line-out that efficiently, but it's taken quickly. Billy James sets it up. Robert Jones decides on the testing kick, and that's Innes taken out by Ian Davis rather early, or even without the ball. Innes playing on the wing for the first time. The referee just putting the ball down, checking play for just a second. Gatland is the man that's injured, but interesting start from Swansea for Bennett.
Brilliant. They'd won the ball. Billy James has set it up. A great kick by Robert Jones, held it into the wind. Just but look here, there's the winger, and he's flattened by the flanker off the ball, and the referee has awarded a penalty to New Zealand.
Number 9, there's Dean, the scrum half, and a famous grandfather who scored a try up in Arms Park against Wales, or claims to have scored one. So Botica is the man that settles things on this side of the field. The wind at the back of the New Zealanders. Stuart Davis gets hands to it. Ian Davis is on retrieving things, and that's run off by Steve Williams. It's good work by the Swansea forwards. This is Jones. Clement, a little stutter, but finally gets rid of that. That's Robert Jones then, the captain, the man that carries the responsibilities here. Again, untidily done by the All Blacks, and typical of them. That was tighter, that was better.
And what's going to be interesting this afternoon is the referee, Mr. Rennie Urquhart. He blew up there, and the All Blacks usually walk a long time taking that rolling ball, but there he stopped them in their tracks.
That's the All Black front row. Then Richard Lowe on this side, a try scorer last Saturday. Warren Gatland in the middle, and the referee decides that Swansea were advancing before the ball was placed. Deans takes it quickly. This is Shelford. And again it goes to ground, not quite slickly done. They would have hoped that someone would have run into space off that ball, but didn't quite work out. That's the giant Low. Facing us is Dean, the scrum half, Bruce Deans. 6 on this side for Swansea's Ian Davis. That's Deans then, off Shelford, little check inside, holds it up nicely but intercepted. But offside play, says the referee. So keen to defend the blind side of that scrum, and the referee penalises them for that. That's the distance that faces Botica. An interesting choice of place kicker here, because Fox isn't playing, Gallagher isn't playing, and really it could be an area in which they will struggle today. A very strong breeze at his back. Really all he needs to do is to hoist it, and he may well need someone to, yes, and the referee calls for the assistance of Mike Brewer. So that's an old-fashioned sight as Botica strikes that, but fails to convert. So a first taste of picking pressures for Botica. Robert Jones thinks about taking it quickly. Finally decides that Clements will give his forwards a chance to arrive underneath that ball. It's perfectly placed into the wind, but just not quite tight enough. That man there is Sean Fitzpatrick, the hooker, which means we did see Warren Gatland have a knock earlier on, and we're just waiting. Gatland probably just playing on for a minute or two as he aims at this line out. Murray Pearce was the first to get fingers to it, but this is Reynolds, the Swansea flanker, sets it back nicely to Morgan, but again the referee not satisfied that the ball was placed straight into the line. Or it was knocked forward, in fact, at the line out. So he's still waiting. Frustration, and Gatland, he would have been lucky if he had to leave the field this early, because this is his first taste of Welsh rugby. And that scrum very untidily done. The referee waiting and waiting, but finally running out of patience. The 22, the Swansea 22 in vision there. As Clement, left-footed, under pressure, has played at centre, full-back and out at half for Wales. Still the Swansea 22 that separates those two lines of forwards, so it's early New Zealand pressure. This is Deans, Botica. This is Schuster. On the charge comes McAhill. It's all options open here for the All Blacks, should they win this ball. It's straight ahead though. As Swansea try and defend the fringes, the All Blacks sense that and drive straight ahead. It's tremendous driving, and finally to ground.
We saw there that Bruce Deans, the scrum half, was saying to the referee, come on, leave it go a little bit, let's wait for the ball to come back, but the referee blew without New Zealand receiving the ball.
That's the man, Bruce Deans. Took over from David Kirk, who captained the All Blacks in the World Cup competition. What a tremendous position for the All Blacks then, this early in the game, 8 minutes gone. Rather slow possession, and Ian Williams has just detached. This is Shelford, this is Deans, into the line comes, oh, lovely try, lovely try. What a try for Innes. Riggs was into the line perfectly, the fullback, and Innes, playing on the wing for the first time, scores his first try. There's the man, the scorer, Craig Innes, really playing on the right wing because of an injury to John Kirwan. This is the outside half then that will attempt the conversion, already failed with a penalty. Frano Botica aims and converts. That Innes try, and already then the All Blacks, with 9 minutes gone, lead Swansea by 6 points to 0.
It was good scrum ball, but it was really slick passing just there. Nice burst by Ridge and a lovely time pass. And the winger, Craig Innes, cuts inside the cover, Robert Jones, and he's over for a simple but well-executed try. And from the other angle, a nice pick-up by Shelford, but all about just making the ball do the work. Good straight run in, and here's the winger, a little step inside, but it was a simple task for Innes.
So the restart just a little long from Mark Wyatt, and that's something we've seen already on the tour quite some time, because it's so important that the restart offers the forwards a chance to get them, put pressure on the opposition, and that pressure back on Swansea.
This is especially true of this first half, because it means New Zealand have the put in or the kick, and they're going to 60, 70 metres down the field.
And again, the Swansea front row wanting to go down too quickly and to put pressure on the opponents. And really, that proves perhaps the strength of the wind here, that Botica, who's not a regular place kicker, feels confident enough to place the ball on exactly the centre spot and to take a potted goal from 50 metres.
Indeed, the types of Paul Thorburn and your Hastings will be kicking practically from 75 metres today, such is the force of the wind.
And again we see number 7, Brewer, hold the ball as Botica settles. Frano Botica at outside half strikes this one. That's a huge kick, and it sails over. Absolutely tremendous kick from the outside half, and suddenly, having held on for 11 minutes or so, suddenly Swansea find themselves 9 points adrift. We're back to midfield then, as Wyatt, he'll want to place this perfectly, offer his forwards a chance, but again the wind has taken that. The referee will wait, but no advantage to the All Blacks.
And Mark Wyatt's very annoyed with himself there. He knew he could put it into the wind, hold it up, but again, not 10 metres, and the advantage to New Zealand.
We'll see if the Swansea front row wait this time until the referee is ready. And that was done to perfection. This is Shelford again. Deans, the long pass to Ridge this time. Wide, well placed there, anticipated that very well indeed. The referee decides that the tackle was rather high. Penalty awarded to Swansea. They'll try and keep it on the roll as Jones gets to the mark. In support is Billy James again. Here's Steve Williams, this 19-year-old locked forward in support. Jones again. This is Clement. Straight into Bruce Deans. And again, off the ball between Reynolds and Bruce Deans.
But again, I think the referee could have looked to see where the advantage would be played, and certainly Swansea had the advantage.
And this is good tactics from Swansea. They're keeping the thing on the boil. They're not allowing the All Blacks to settle, although this time the ball has been handed to Anthony Clement. And so, for the first time in the whole game that we see Swansea settle themselves in All Black territory. At the back there is Mike Brewer for the All Blacks. In front of him is Alan Wetton, and then Captain Shelford. It's Gordon that jumps for the flat ball at the front of that line, but can't take it, as again the front jumpers get involved in off the ball nonsense. Again, nudge forward, says the referee. Will need a solid platform for Swansea. It's into midfield, and the tactic is the tester for Ridge. Taken on by Kevin Phillips. Now he needs Hopkins This is Robert Jones, a long pass. This is after Emir. Checks back inside. Support should be there. Robert Jones gets involved as well. So the crowd just building up a little bit of excitement. Arthur Emir is number 11. This time Stuart Davis picks up a little room blindside. This is Robert Jones then. Emir the chase after that, but quickly across his ridge. Go to Swansea then, having gone 9 points adrift. They now find themselves pressurising the All Blacks. It's well taken by the captain, but it's a penalty to Swansea. A free kick rather. It's to Clement. He'll attempt a drop kick at goal, but well, just a little bit hurried perhaps.
That was a great shame there, really. You would have loved to put that between the posts, A, for his confidence, and to thank his forwards for the good work in driving out the field.
Kevin Hopkins just watching the restart. Wattica then, using the wind. This is Mark Titley, his first touch of the ball. Gets past the first tackler, sets off Morgan on a charge. Over the halfway line, this is a good run from the prop forward. Now they need to wreck that. Taken on by Arnold. This is a tremendous Swansea drive. Again, it's the prop there, Morgan. Coming off is Stuart Davis. He goes back to defensive strength though. And it's a penalty awarded. Ian Davis, over-enthusiastic, says the referee, but Swansea still get the penalty.
Great play by the Swansea forwards with the prop Mike Morgan making a tremendous charge of 20 or 30 metres. Excellent play. And they were rather slow, the All Blacks, coming up after that dropout, but just watch the pace of Mike Morgan. Look, through the gap, showed a clean pair of views to the New Zealand forwards, and goes down the ground, setting up the ruck ball. Forwards piling in, bit sloppy, but again Swansea make it available. Any 50-50 ball, they're in at the moment and they're winning it. Good driving by the forwards. Now maybe is the right option being taken? There's excellent ball going to come back here shortly. All the backs were lined up out of your shot in the picture, but they're into the wind, and Robert Jones decides there it is, go back to the forward, goes back towards the New Zealand strength. Good play, and they've been awarded a penalty for going over the top.
Well, the man who really has kept Swansea's hopes alive over the last number of seasons, done so much as a goal kicker to win matches for them, likewise for Wales.
And this, even if misses it, could hold up and be a good up and under.
So it strikes it across the face. There quickly is Arthur Emir. Can Swansea still take advantage then? But this time, no, they've gone into offside positions there, says the referee. So the chance gone begging. This is Wattica then, the out of half. And again, making good use of the wind.
Good tactics by Swansea, calling a short line out, keeping the All Blacks thinking.
Williams at the front, Arnold behind him. This is Mike Brewer, but the referee decides again that it should be a scrum. Swansea scrum, very confident there, holding its own. Clement sees a gap on the blind side, but finally, and that will see an injury. A good covering tackle. It'll be interesting to see whether Alan Wetton has injured his leg in that tackle. A hamstring might have gone.
Yes, when he stretched out to tackle Clement, he seemed to pull a hamstring and went down the ground immediately.
Play goes on. Again, it's the All Black driving straight on. Very tightly done. Alan Reynolds waiting and then committing himself. Buttigieg forced, but there's offside in midfield, says the referee. Swansea were cutting off New Zealand options in midfield.
But there we saw at least Swansea went up very quick to Buttigieg. He didn't have that kind of pressure last Wednesday.
He looks for the open spaces on the far side, but it's straight to Mark Titley. He will run it. Gets past McGarhill so easily. So Arnold sets up the ruck. But the referee decides the ball won't emerge. That's Alan Wetton. He will take no further part in this game, at least. The New Zealand doctor, tracksuited doctor, with him. But he will leave the field, which means... So that's Andy Earl that comes onto the field. Robert Jones, lovely little scissors with Titley. Again sets off, but Ian Davis not quite ready for that. And a pity for the home side, because that looked threatening. So ball one again then, as Buttigieg looks for the pressure kick. Titley fails to gather. There'll be offside play perhaps, or the referee decides no, that the ball was just knocked forward. No, he allows the line out. That's number 19, Andy Earl, who replaces Alan Wetton as a blindside flanker. He played at Pontypool on Wednesday. And behind him is Mike Brewer. Alan Reynolds is the Swansea number 7. Stuart Davis, the number 8. Gatlin, the thrower. Taken by Brewer. Lovely little interplay there. Quickly spotted the gap. Dean's calling Richard Lowe to give some drive, add some weight, which he does. Another 16, 17 stones of it. And really it's still straight upfield, finally collapsed by, well, the referee decides it's the advantage to the side going forward, which is quite usual, but tremendous driving from the All Blacks. There's really, it is an All Black blanket. This is Dean's then. But again, the Swansea scrum very solid indeed, not yielding an inch. Finally delivered from Deans to Buttigieg. A little mismove, and then the kick. Emir is the man underneath it, collects that very well. And he started on a run, wanted to start on a run, but just lost his footing.
Going back to the scrum, that was excellent scrummaging by Swansea. They're a very light pack, but they know, you can see they've done a lot of practice because they didn't budge an inch to the All Blacks.
Well, Swansea have been offered the put-in here, which is rather surprising, but they'll gratefully accept that. That's Clement under pressure, and that's even better because they're now 10, 15 metres away from that try line. That's the new stand in the background there, just brought in for this big occasion. That's positioned on the cricket square, by the way. Earl wins that, but quickly through is Stuart Davis. Good work by the Swansea number 8. So this is Jones. Infield it goes. This is Craig Innes. The ball bouncing awkwardly before finally, harmlessly going over that to in-goal area. That's Craig Innes, the man who scored a try already in this game. Taken quickly by Wyatt, intercepted by Gatlin, but Ian Davis is there. That's a one-handed pass away to Arnold. But the referee decides that Swansea should get a penalty for that.
Full credit to Swansea. They're trying every trick in the book to unsettle the All Blacks, playing into the wind, short penalties, short dropouts, good thinking by the side.
Clement then, tremendous kicker, and sensibly kept it underneath the wind. It's a very strong breeze, and certainly to satisfy his teammates. "15 minutes to go in the first half, and 9 points the difference." Again won by the All Blacks. Whittaker being shadowed by Reynolds and James. Jones calls early, does remarkably well. Innes collects him as well. The All Blacks will want to ruck this, but Swansea on the retreat win that. See Deans on the fringes there, as Jones gets good possession, time and space to settle things.
Outstanding play by Robert Jones there. He took the charge of that. It was after Henry under the ball. He said, no, it's mine. Great play to the little scrum half.
So Swansea avoiding the little mistakes that Pontypool made on Wednesday. And so it's just 9 points the difference. Gatland Ames. Gordon wins that, jumping at the front. His first game, both of them, Gatland and he, on tour. And that's the problem with Swansea. They collapsed that maul and penalised for doing so.
Yes, the referee was on the ball. He saw that Paul Arnold was pulling the maul down and penalised the all-white second row.
So Whittaker again then offered the chance to kick a goal, and that's the difficulty Swansea have at the moment. The New Zealand drive is such an effective one. The temptation is to try and collapse it, but of course then you're in danger of yielding a penalty. Brewer, the man holding the ball. Whittaker with a chance to increase it to 12. Well, should Swansea hang on to this into the wind, well, they won't be dissatisfied, to say the least.
Yes, great start by them. Bags of pride and endeavour. If they can keep the All Blacks down, as you say, they'll be delighted.
Warren Gatland, the man with two on his back. But again, well, for the home side, that is disappointment, because they're holding out so well, but yet when it comes to restarting, it offers the opposition the advantage.
It's been such a vital part of the game in the three games. Cardiff did it well at times, Pontypool did it badly, and again we see Swansea fall into the bad habits of putting it straight into touch, and it gives the All Blacks options either side of the scrum.
Well, Alan Wetton has a hamstring injury and taken off the field as a precaution. Swansea's number 6 will have to be alert here. That's Ian Davis, because play will tend to come to this side as the All Blacks side initially on the drive. Dean doesn't collect cleanly. And it must be unsettling, because that Swansea pack is not yielding an inch in the scrum.
Yeah, tremendous scrummaging by the All-Whites. Shelford thought the drive would be on, it didn't come, and he got Deans into a tangle. First game for a while, and he showed that he's a bit rusty.
Again, that Swansea scrum quite firm. And Clement with a huge response.
And that's a warning to the All Blacks. That's against the wind. Just wait, let turn round and have the win, so he says.
That's Warren Gatland from Waikato in North Island. His 8th match, or his 7th match in All Black colours. The understanding between Deans and Whittaker not quite up to the mark. Wyatt collects, and that's the way to do the covering job. The winger covers the full-back. It's not quite found touch with Deans again, showing a little bit of rustiness, but we've seen earlier in the season full-backs and wings getting into tangles. That was perfect. Wyatt the call, the winger behind covering.
Good organisation, well played by Titley. Got behind the man in case there was any kind of loose ball. Excellent play by Titley.
This is Earl to release from that scrum. This is Swansea on the attack. That's good play. Can Emir then take advantage? Takes the first tackler, sets it back. Lovely hands from Jones. This is Clement. Lovely dummy. Lots of space. He's got Morgan in support. The prop forward. Back to Clement. This is Ian Davis. That's Mark Titley from the other wing. Tremendous drive by Swansea. And desperation on the part of the All Blacks. Finally scramble that ball away.
Magnificent play by the All Whites. Fully 70 metres into the wind, and only a desperate tackle at the end. Robbed them all. It'd been a great try.
Well, no doubting that delighted the crowd. Number 3 in the front there. Has he got his breath back? Tremendous surge. This is Earl. Stays on his feet. It drives on. Basic requirements for an All Black forward. Mike Morgan, the prop forward, who's been a very lively customer this afternoon. And not only that, must be doing his work in the scrums as well, because that Swansea scrum has stood its ground. Again, well anticipated by Mark Wyatt, and sensing that the wind makes it so difficult to gain any ground, decides that the touchline is the best place to go. Well, it's certainly not been one-way traffic as far as the All Blacks are concerned. They've had the wind at their backs, but it's not been all that beneficial so far. But this man, Earl, has made a difference, taking a lot of ball at the back of the line. Can they conjure something from this? This is Schuster in space, in support is Bottica. This is McCarhill on, but Brewer. Well, there was a chance there as Robert Jones starts on a little run, but Brewer, unlike when we saw him score a try last Saturday, not quite. His hand's not quite up to that.
Yes, great burst by John Schuster there, straight in the middle, and that really should have been a try for the All Blacks.
This is Clement again then. Again, the response so positive in that he drives that ball into the wind so low, and it does give the forward so much encouragement. Gatland satisfied that he knows at what point to aim. Again, it's tightly in. Low last of all to join. Finally, Pearce. And once one man is out of the action, he detaches, gets in behind the ball again, drives on. Low is in control there. Again, Swansea caught between collapsing that maul and perhaps yielding a penalty. This time it's released, though, by the All Blacks into a ruck. Now it's into midfield. On the charge comes Craig Innes, into space, support from Ridge and Brewer. Good hands from Brewer. This is Deans. Can they get a try? Gatland, yes, indeed. His first game in Wales. And Warren Gatland at hooker gets a try. Gatland is the man that gives the All Blacks a 13-point advantage with just 7 minutes to go to half-time.
They'd mauled it, and it was good ball. Not a good pass from Deans, but look for the burst. This created the try. A beautiful burst by Innes, going straight, and then you see no support on his outside, so he's looking for support on his inside. Here comes the first man, Brewer, the flanker. He's looking inside. Lovely play by Deans, and there it is to Gatland, and he's over for the side of the post. Very good try. And
Bottica has converted as well, so the 9 has got now changed to 15. But it's not as much as an advantage as it might seem. With this win to come, Swansea won't be over disappointed with that.
If they can keep the score down to 15, they would have loved to be 9 points down before the interval, but at 15 points, with the kicking of Clement to come and the accuracy of Mark Wyatt, they're still in with a big chance.
So important then that the restart is done perfectly. It's practiced so often in training, and really when it comes to a game situation it should be there. That hangs nicely, but good work by the All Blacks. The referee explaining in his best English. Dean's not sure that the advantage is Swansea's, but it's Robert Jones to place. Needs perhaps to be delivered rather quicker than that for Swansea. Emir is in midfield, through the gap is the winger, goes straight down the middle. Again it's driven on, this time by Ian Davis. Laid back, Williams was there to take on the next drive. But a penalty against Swansea.
Great shame there, because that was a marvellous burst by Arthur Emir, a perfectly timed pass from his centre Hopkins, and he drove right in the middle, a very strong man with the ball in his hands, number 11, Emir.
The referee explaining that men were being taken off the ball, taken out of the game off the ball. So the variation there for Swansea again, we quickly call a two-man line. But it's taken by Pearce. Dean swamped by Billy James. Here's a chance for Swansea. Lovely little flick up from James. Davis sets it back. This is Reynolds. There's only one way for this man. It's on its way. Clement again then. The short one standing off is Richard Lowe. These All Blacks really do fill in spaces. Doesn't have to be a flanker that stands out there. But Swansea drive on.
Outstanding play by the Swansea forwards, driving, taking no prisoners there, going right to the heart of New Zealand Park. We've all said they're lightweight, but I tell you what, they're making their presence felt this afternoon.
Richard Lowe. We saw Gary Wetton stand off Ruck and Maul on Wednesday rather, at Pontypool. There was Lowe, the prop forward, filling gaps, making sure there were no spaces in which Swansea could drive. This is Ridge that escapes the grasp of Arthur Emir, but it's Swansea pressure. Swansea's best scoring position then. It's a line out, a two-man line out. As Arnold runs forward, it's won by Williams. Again, it's good hands. James is the man with control. Now then, it's Stuart Davis that charges straight ahead. There might be a penalty there. Killing the ball on the ground. Again, it's awarded to Swansea.
Yes. It'll be interesting to see what Robert Jones goes for. I think Mark Wyatt and the boys are shouting, let's take a short one. He was looking for a kick, and I think he's going for the short one.
I think the message is keep the All Blacks under pressure. Don't allow them a free kick away from that danger area. It's Billy James, Bucket, Arnold, Morgan. This is Jones, a little dummy. Billy James burrows there. Kevin Hopkins is in the scrum half role. But they'll keep the advantage, and that'll encourage them.
And a vital time, 2 or 3 minutes before half-time, as any score here would be a great boost to the All Whites.
It'll be interesting to see what Arthur Emir does. He has wandered into midfield. Wyatt has come blindside. Jones runs open. Little short pass to Emir. Just short. Jones looks blindside, a little dummy, the space out wide, the long pass to Titley, checks inside 1, 2 men, has support from Ian Davis. Tremendous support, but the penalty awarded straight in front of the post, and this surely will be 3 points for the home side.
And all that danger was caused by Arthur Emir, again coming on the short burst, driving at the All Blacks, going through tackles. He's had an outstanding first half as Emir.
Well, the decision from captain Robert Jones is that the ball should be handed to this man, number 15, Mark Wyatt.
I think a good decision by Robert Jones. They could run the ball, but it's vital they get some points on the board, and this should be 3 easy points for Wyatt.
So a successful kick here as Ian Davis with 6 on his back. A youngster amongst these, but still a man taking the advantage. Forcefully driving home a point. So Wyatt with just a few seconds remaining of the first half with this chance to cut the deficit to 12 points. Well, the response to the crowd tells the story. Mark Wyatt has cut that deficit. It's now Swansea 3, New Zealand 15. First minute of injury time in this, the first half.
And it's amazing, really. The pitch is in magnificent condition, but Bottica still insists he wants the sand to get under that ball.
So a few seconds in which to hold out for Swansea in this, the first half. Should they turn around with just 12 points to make up in the second half, they won't be displeased with that. It'll give them tremendous encouragement. This is Bottica with a restart. This is Deans then into midfield. Again, it's the high up and under. Stuart Davis underneath it. So is Robert Jones. Neither taking responsibility, and it's a gift to Brewer. Of all things in that situation, well, something of a gift for Brewer.
And that's a tragedy for Swansea. He just come in on the stroke of half-time. Really, nobody took command there under that high ball.
Well, second successive Saturday for Mike Brewer to score. Scored the last try against Cardiff. Now today has scored the 3rd New Zealand try. Bottica then with a conversion. His 3rd successful conversion as well. So as the referee whistles for half-time, the scoreboard reads Swansea 3, New Zealand 21. So Phil Bennett, a first half that really at the end was just a bit wasteful perhaps.
Yes, really, just watching this kick by Bottica, it's a beauty, but there was nobody in the all-whites prepared to get under the ball. There's Ian Davis, or number 8 Stuart Davis, and Robert Jones. They both leave it to each other. It pops up so invitingly for number 7, Mike Brewer, and that's a simple try. Tragic for Swansea. And just look, we should be really watching who should have taken this high ball. It's a good kick, it's hanging in the air, but I think, look, 1 or 2, nobody really goes for it. Bit of indecision, and look, perfect bounce up into Brewer's hands, and just before half-time he gets the score.
So Robert Jones will be talking to his players there. Had that score not happened, I'm sure he would have been delighted and urging them on to greater efforts, but now perhaps just a little bit of doubt.
It's been a wonderful performance by the All-Whites in the first half. The young forwards have played magnificently well. The half-backs have combined well, and Arthur Emi has looked dangerous every time he's had the ball. But 15-3 would have been just right, but that last try and conversion might have knocked their enthusiasm a little bit.
So the All Blacks away there, and had that score not been got as well, they would have been just slightly worried. Now Wayne Shalford has that comfortable cushion, and for him now is just a matter of holding on and driving on from there. So Swansea then set up some tremendous drives. Really, their forwards have carried the fight through the All Blacks. Yes,
and on the odd occasion, here it is, watch when they move the ball, watch for the burst here, and there does Emir. He cuts inside, changes his angle, looking for support, and he comes again. You watch Swansea moving the ball. There it is, Robert Jones, excellent play, flicks it out, and there comes Titley on the outside, but Clemens sends a lovely dummy. Nice to see the outside half run in, and Mike Morgan's been outstanding in the loose, and there it is. Good support for the flanker. It looks odds on there, but there's a tackle. I thought it was rather high from Schuster, but the referee was on the spot. Again, Davis involved, but years with the All Blacks, desperate in defence, and scrambled the ball away.
It's not just the Swansea forwards as well. We have seen glimpses of the All Black power as well, and such support from their forwards, Phil Bennett.
Yes, they haven't been right on song, but just watch it. There's the burst, a great burst by Innes, the winger, and he's looking for support. He'll always get that from the back row. There's Brewer, there's Deans, lovely pass inside. Maybe nearly forward, but Gatlin gets a deserved try.
Well, we're back to the restart then. The All Blacks with that cushion of 18 points as we now face the second 40-minute stint of this game. Frano Botica to restart then. He sets off the All Blacks on the second half. Arnold is the man to collect that and does so very well. Swansea look to roll it open side. It's finally to Jones, and the response from Clement, I'm sure, with the wind at his back, will be a gigantic kick. It's covered, well, 70 metres, 80, and it's still going. And there's no doubting the tactics, Phil Bennett.
That's just what his pack needed. They did well. Arnold got up, won the ball, and Clement got it back from the ruck, and there's his thank you to the forwards, 70 or 8 metres down the pitch.
So it's Frano Botica, the man to restart. The referee at his side is René Urke. It's too far for his forwards. It's collected by Arnold again. He runs into midfield, collected by Earl, but it really sets up it perfectly for Robert Jones, who perhaps takes the wrong option there. But they retrieve that through Reynolds. Gordon might be on the wrong side. Indeed, the referee decided that he was on the wrong side. So Murray Pearce probably penalised.
Good driving play by Arnold. The rest of the Swansea pack behind him went to win the ruck ball, and clear number 4 Murray Pearce killed that ball at the ruck.
And an injury there to one of the Swansea players. It's Alan Reynolds, the man whose last appearance against the touring side was for Pembrokeshire against the American Eagles, but today has really risen to the occasion.
Yes, had an excellent game along with the rest of his forward colleagues, and this would be the perfect start in the second half if Wyatt can slot this between the posts and give the forwards a big boost.
And that's the distance then. Mark Wyatt, already one success to his name, but that was into the wind, but now he'll enjoy the advantage of a strong breeze at his back. And declining the assistance of the sandboy, the traditional teeing up method from Mark Wyatt.
Yes, interesting. And Wyatt again, he's making quite a large divot there, and he wants to get the ball upright, and so you get plenty of room to strike it cleanly underneath the ball and through the posts.
What a boost this would be then, not just to local hopes in general, but this team really will be cock-a-hoop should they narrow that gap to 15 points as Wyatt runs. Strikes that high and handsome. Well, the support, as ever, vocal, sensing that things might well improve from here in for the All Whites.
And I think this could be a severe test for the All Blacks. It's going to show their character and their commitment, because Tony Clement showed that any loose ball, any bad kick in, and he's going to put it 60 or 70 metres down the field.
Botica with a restart. Stuart Davis got hands to it, but not cleanly, as Lowe starts off on a run. Sent backwards though, but still on his feet. Still strong enough to retain possession. Finally to ground. The referee will see a foot having gone in there. I'm just pointing at Andy Earl, the flanker.
And I think Tony Clement will say to the All Blacks, you keep on giving penalties away, I will put you back 70 or 80 metres. Just look for this kick.
And Clement just having one look across field as well. He sees open spaces there. Superb, no angle whatsoever, but rifled into the corner.
That was a magnificent kick. Easily the best kick of the match. And what a boost for the forwards. The All Whites are really taking the game to the All Blacks.
that's the All Black try line just in the background there. Swansea's pressure. James comes through. The ball loose. Jones engages Deans. Our first Swansea the advantage at the scrum. And the Swansea three-quarters there, very verbal. They're arranging all sorts of things just in the background. All they need is quick possession with Titley poised, with Wyatt. It's into midfield. Yes! Well, delight for Ian Davis. Swansea's try scorer. And suddenly, Swansea are back in business. Well, the response from the crowd tells it all.
Great scrummaging by Swansea. The old All Blacks, Robert Jones in the dummy and run. There's the back row move from Stuart Davis to Ian Davis. Strong enough, ploughs over. Swansea on the boil. From the other angle, just watch Swansea scrimmage superbly all afternoon. Robert Jones puts it in. There he goes off for the decoy run. Stuart Davis takes it. Pass to Ian Davis, number 6. No stopping the flanker.
Well, there's no cooler head at St Helens today than Mark Wyatt. Really thrives on these pressure situations. But a conversion here will double Swansea's score from the previous 6. That strikes the post. He would have been 12. Satisfied with Davis's try then. So Ian Davis, tried by Swansea as a lock, as a number 8, even as a prop forward, but today a try scorer as a flanker. That's too long for his forwards. Jones has time. And Clement the power, not quite finding touch though. Right on the run. Straight into Titley, straight into 3 others, and Swan. Gordon stands at the front against Williams, to James, to Jones. That's straight up right. Right, calm, collected. Well, a former fullback, and he might have been expected to be better than that, but the wind then is of such force that it's always difficult in those situations.
And the All Blacks are clearly rattled. Swansea changing the tactics, good play by them.
Come back, and then to hoist the high up and under. Earl is the man that collects it. Deans then. This is counter-attacking. This is right. Good anticipation again from Mark Wyatt. That really could have been dangerous for Swansea because they're throwing everything into attack and they could well be caught here. That's 19-year-old Steve Williams. What a day for him. Still at Neath Tertiary College. Again, it's the drive. This is Shelford. Still going forward, despite all the efforts of Ian Davis. Standing off is Richard Lowe. Again, stays on his feet. Laid back, Deans into midfield. This is Brewer. Very nearly got a pass away. Retrieved by Swansea though. Gatland might be just on the wrong side of things there. Robert Jones spots a little gap. Responds by driving it low and angled over the touchline.
And that's heartbreaking for the All Black forwards. They've driven 30 or 40 metres with great mauling. They put the pass down in midfield and Robert Jones punishes them with a 40-metre kick.
Raniorka asks them to leave that gap. Who again is James. This is good Swansea rucking. Taken on again. Standing off is James, but it's into midfield. This is Hopkins, this is Titley from the right-hand side. The ball lost in the tackle. Shelford is the man that drives on. It's again the straight drive. No chance of fringe benefits for Swansea. The ball kept absolutely tightly. This is Botica then. Little goes for the break. Good hands again. Ridge, Botica in the loop. This is Terry Wright. Robert Jones has support but is taken by Wright and won by the All Blacks. Pearce drives it. Gatland quickly there. The referee not satisfied. Number 2, Warren Gatland, his first appearance in Wales, and an impressive one it's been. A try to his credit as well. So he'll be pleased with his visit to St Helens. So it's Ian Davis receiving treatment on this side of the scrum, but quickly in, and indeed takes up the number 8 position, standing off is Shelford. Brewer there again on the elbow. He has Earl, the other flanker there. This is typical All Black stuff. Williams is the man that drives it on. This is good play. Now it's out wide. This is Botica, the missed pass to McGahan. What hands from Ridge. This is superb. In his second try of the game. Absolutely top-class stuff. Superb hand. And New Zealand score another try.
And Shelford and Brewer created that try because they drove up the middle, sucking in the Swansea midfield. The forwards drive on, but they had caused the confusion. And just look at the slick hands. And watch this pass and take. There's a beautiful take by the fullback Ridge, and it's how to win this. He's got the simple task of scoring, created by the back row.
So Botica with this conversion attempt of Craig Innes's try. Into the wind and struck beautifully by Botica. So now it's 23 points the difference. Just 14 minutes remaining of this game then. Swansea have put up a tremendous fight here and at one time looked as if they might threaten, but really when the chips are down, the All Blacks respond in such a typical fashion. It's all drawn in together. The support is supreme and handling there of the highest order.
I think the All Blacks showed us there what a cruel and hard game it can be at the top. Swansea have been in there 22, lived there, but haven't scored the points. They've broken the Swansea half once and they've got it 6 points on the scoreboard.
Botica with a restart. And it's been a lesson to so many of the club sides, the way that the All Blacks have restarted. They're right in trouble there, but really we've seen Botica, both on Wednesday and today, give his forwards that essential chance to get to the ball. Quickly taken to Robert Jones. That's cleverly done. This is James again. Jones has to go in and really battle to release that ball. And it was being killed on the ground, but says the referee. Ian Davis wanted that. This is Reynolds, straight in, laid back to Jones. This is Davis, Ian Davis, the try scorer, just half a metre short. Reynolds goes in, but again it's being killed, says the referee. Murray Pearce penalised. They have to go back 5 metres. And Swansea again to Billy James. Half a metre short. This is it. This time it's Paul Arnold. The lock forward. He spent his summer learning the trade in New Zealand. A broad smile on his face. And a try on the biggest day of his life.
It was only justice that the forward scored the try. Billy James sells a dummy. He has a dip for the line. He stopped inches short. Swansea forwards have been outstanding all afternoon. The young second row picks it over, picks the ball, and he's over.
So the deficit is down to 19. Can Wyatt make it 17? Yes, he can. Mark Wyatt converts Paul Arnold's try, and it's now Swansea 16, New Zealand 33.
Billy James good for the line. He's taken down short, but excellent play by the second row Arnold. Very alert, picks it up. Nobody can stop the second row from there.
Botica having to be reminded that it's a place kick, and such is the mound of sand by now that they needn't bring the bucket on, because that game has been restarted quite some times during this game. Botica restarts then, with Pearce and Gordon there, but it's Arnold, the try scorer, that gathers, confidently gathers, spun off by Billy James again. Stuart Davis dives in to retrieve that. Lots of hands there, very untidily done. Finally it's Steve Williams that drives on. And Roberts not showing too much enthusiasm for the battle there. Bucket, well done. Picked up by Morgan. Laid back, Davis is there. The other Davis, both Stewart and Ian. And finally, really the All Whites at the moment, putting the All Blacks to the sword.
And I'll tell you one thing, when that ball was on the deck and it was being driven, there weren't too many All Blacks prepared to go down on it.
Shelford hardly involved in that scrum, just having hands on his back row colleagues. Brewer again in support, so is Earl. But it's run by Swansea, Jones on the little run, shadowed by opposite number Deans and Shelford, who falls perhaps, or finds himself on the wrong side.
I think the referee might have awarded a penalty there to Swansea, because Shelford tackled the man and just lay there on the wrong side.
Man, we saw Zinzan Brook on Wednesday not bother with a scrum. Here we have Shelford doing exactly likewise, just standing off blind side, knows that that's the favoured area. Jones has spotted that, so switches it open. This is Parfitt then. It's Arthur Emil again on the charge. Can he release that ball? Still shakes off a tackle. Still takes on the opposition. Still stays on his feet. Swansea need to reward him for that. They do so as Jones Burrows finally gets it away. Blindside of Clement, outside Gatland, but very little room on that side. Checks inside, gets a pass. This will be Hopkins' try. What a tremendous try from Swansea. What a response to the challenge. Kevin Hopkins scores a try, and suddenly the gauntlet is again thrown down.
Great play by Swansea. Arthur Emil did the damage with a great run. But look at Clement outside the hooker, no problem at all. Very strong, gathering his pace, tremendous acceleration, and a lovely pass. Kevin Hopkins gets it, and that's just reward. Swansea in outstanding form.
Well, Kevin Hopkins will hear the deafening roar from this crowd underneath us here. Absolutely delighted with that. As Wyatt, just outside the 22, strikes that. Just 12. I will. There hardly been ever scenes like this at St Helens. A packed house, and the response between Wyatt and Hopkins so typical. Suddenly, the deficit is just 11. So Alan Reynolds will have to leave the field, and he'll be disappointed with that, because as far as he's concerned, it was just warming up. As the referee, indeed, I won't say kicks the bucket, but just falls over backwards, smiles as well. That's the substitute. Les Rutherford joins the fray in the back row for Swansea when things are just about hotting up. 8 minutes remaining. Arnold as well. Deans calls Brewer closer. And Clement offered the chance to pick his spot. Decides that the halfway line will do nicely. Shelford just leaves that line up for a second, just to make sure that Gatland knows exactly the noise here. Deafening. And no wonder they have to shout at one another. Beautiful take at the back of that line. This is Brewer again then. Ron Williams quickly in support. Dean's just a bit unsure. Gatland has to take over at scrum half. This is McGarhill. No way through as Jones takes it. Rutherford offered his first chance of a touch, wasn't quite ready for it. And as Clements runs through, and one or two run in, needlessly run in and get involved in things that have nothing to do with them. And the touch judging as well.
If only that pass would have gone to hand for Swansea. There was a certain try there. Great tackling in midfield. They're knocking the All Blacks back over the advantage line.
Just a little injury to Kevin Hopkins.
A bit of panic in the backs here. McBail gets the ball, but look, he's not looking for the man, and there's where it goes astray. Robert Jones gets it. Look, there would have been a 2-1, 3-1 on there, but unfortunately for Swansea, the ball was knocked forward.
Again, Shelford hardly involved in the scrum. This time Deans goes for the kicking option. And for the first time, for quite some time, you see the All Blacks in Swansea territory. We enter the final 5 minutes then. And the crowd is so enthusiastic at this point in time that every time a penalty is awarded to Swansea, it sounds as if they've scored a try. This is Clements again. That's a huge kick.
If there were any doubts about who's going to play for Wales in international, I think probably Clement has silenced them all, and he looks certain to be in the team.
Well, 11 points is the difference. Just 4 minutes remaining. And Shelford wants, or will need to hold his team together, withstand the pressure, keep Swansea at bay. Shelford leads by example, but this is Stuart Davis, his opposite number. Again laid back perfectly. Jones to Clement. Kicks into space, offers Titley a chance to chase. And finally, out of space again. Again, that threesome having planning meetings. Shelford, Deans and Gatland. That's well taken by Gordon at the front. Again, when the pressure is on, it gets so tight, so disciplined. No sight with the ball. It's protected on each side. Shelford leading by example. He's in the middle of all that, protected by Low on one side, Earl on the other. And that really is disciplined play from the All Blacks. And, well, Steve Gordon just giving Robert Jones a little push, and the referee tells them, just cool down. It's been a fine match, tremendous match. As we now enter the final 3 minutes. And what a familiar sight that is. Absolute solid scrum. Swansea have not yielded there. Wattica finds no room down the middle either. Walter Little has space and pace. This man can play. He has right, but good interception from Titley, and he shakes off the attacker as well, and just takes him perhaps. No, it wasn't late, but Little, in the few chances we've had to see him play, Phil Bennett has really looked at talent.
A lovely break by Walter Little. Went through the Swansea defence, but good play by Titley, got between himself and Terry Wright.
Steve Gordon is the man standing at 2 for the New Zealanders. First game in that all-black jersey. man to start on an early peel. Well, Billy James was through rather quickly, the referee decides. And that offers the All Blacks a penalty, and at this stage they won't be looking for any heroics. And Wayne Shelford decides that Frano Botica, at this point in time, should aim at goal. Just 2 minutes remaining, and an 11-point advantage. That's Frano Botica, who's taken over the responsibilities of place kicking today and done so successfully. Kept the noses of the All Blacks in front right throughout the game. Has had assistance from Brewer at times, but the wind has just died slightly as the game gets to its climax. Botica then. Still pressure for Swansea, and that ball, really the pass delivered Stuart Davis into a problem there, and he had no option but to minor that ball. It means that the All Blacks now have a very good position for a scrum. And this will be very sad for Swansea should the All Blacks take advantage of it, because really they played so outstandingly well in the second half. That blindside defence has to be at its sharpest, and as for the first time we see the All Black scrum drive on. Absolute control, and no, says the referee, it had turned through the 90-degree mark, so it'll be back to square one. And the difficulty there, Phil Bennett, is for the back row to know whether to stand down and push or to just to stand off and tackle. Exactly, they're in no-win situation. If they stay down, then there's a liable Shelford to pick it up. If they don't, then they can be pushed back over the line. Very difficult situation. A second bite for the All Blacks then. Wyatt and Arthur Emir having a little discussion in the background. Deans runs off, throws the dummy, gets over the line and gets his first try of the tour. Well, it was so easy in the end. Showed the ball, and it always causes confusion, of course, takes the eye away from the body action. And they change their tactics this time. They don't go for the push try. It's the little pass from Shelford, half a dummy. Might have been tackled, but he shows his strength, and Deans gets over. So Botica with yet another chance of a conversion. And again fails. Well, that wasn't all that difficult. But his side well ahead. It's now Swansea 22, the All Blacks 37. We're 2 minutes into injury time as some of the spectators behind the goalpost there leave the scene of this game. Botica restarts again. Again, the All Blacks offer the chance as Earl charges away. The support from Murray Pearce. Inside him is Ron Williams, but Stuart Davis into... And Wyatt then starts this Swansea challenge to the All Blacks. Just nudged forward, but that interesting. Swansea taking the option, the kick first, just to get in amongst the All Blacks. Deans as the scrum half, his first taste of a game here in Wales. That's Ian Bucket, North Walian, on this side with the headband. Billy James, so much experience in the middle, and then Mark Morgan on the other side. Deans has a little look before then placing a delicate little kick into space. Wyatt is the man that collects it and runs out of space. It's Mark Wyatt, the ex-Wales full-back. So Warren Gatland is the New Zealand hooker, his first taste of Welsh rugby here on Welsh soil. Played for Hamilton for Waikato against Wales on that tour. Gatland Ainsworth. Tidily delivered, and the referee decides just a little bit of nonsense. The referee, and Frenchmen don't normally referee the line-out that efficiently, but it's taken quickly. Billy James sets it up. Robert Jones decides on the testing kick, and that's Innes taken out by Ian Davis rather early, or even without the ball. Innes playing on the wing for the first time. The referee just putting the ball down, checking play for just a second. Gatland is the man that's injured, but interesting start from Swansea for
Yes, brilliant. They'd won the ball. Billy James has set it up. A great kick by Robert Jones, held it into the wind. Just, but look here, there's the winger, and he's flattened by the flanker off the ball, and the referee has awarded a penalty to New Zealand.
Number 9, there's Dean, the scrum half, and a famous grandfather who scored a try up in Arms Park. Just one more preliminary then, and what a preliminary this is. It's what we're becoming too accustomed to. It's the All Black haka.
The touchlines have been well clear. Please keep the touchlines well clear, otherwise we'll have accidents. Photographers, please stand well back.
The Swansea team not facing up to the opposition. They were in a huddle, having a quiet little word. Last inspirational thoughts of captain Robert Jones. Mark Wyatt is that man with 15 on his back, the man that will start this game. Just checking his watch is the referee from France, René Urquet. Urquet just asks of Swansea whether they're ready. Up against Wales, or claims to have scored one. So Botica is the man that settles things on this side of the field. The wind at the back of the New Zealanders. Stuart Davis gets hands to it. Ian Davis is on retrieving things, and that's run off by Steve Williams. It's good work by the Swansea forwards. This is Jones. Clement, a little stutter, but finally gets rid of that. That's Robert Jones then, the captain, the man that carries the responsibilities here. Again, untidily done by the All Blacks, and typical of them. That was tighter, that was better.
And what's going to be interesting this afternoon is the referee, Mr. Rennie Hurquart, he blew up there, and the All Blacks usually walk a long time taking that rolling ball, but there he stopped them in their tracks.
That's the All Black front row. Then Richard Lowe on this side, a try scorer last Saturday. Warren Gatland in the middle, and the referee decides that Swansea were advancing before the ball was placed. Deans takes it quickly. This is Shelford. And again it goes to ground, not quite slickly done. They would have hoped that someone would have run into space off that ball, but didn't quite work out. That's the giant Low. Facing us is Dean, the scrum half, Bruce Deans. 6 on this side for Swansea's Ian Davis. That's Deans then, off Shelford, little check inside, holds it up nicely but intercepted. But offside play, says the referee. So keen to defend the blind side of that scrum, and the referee penalises them for that. That's the distance that faces Botica. Wayne Shelford then, for the second successive Saturday of the tour, leads out the All Blacks. Matthew Ridge follows there. Schuster. And Bernie McCarhill in his first appearance, full appearance of the tour. And that's the captain then, pleased to sit in the stand and watch the victory over Pontypool. We're back in the forefront of things today, and that man will always lead from the front. Out comes the Swansea team then. And that reception from the crowd leaves them in no doubt that they're the favourites here, as Robert Jones, Wales' scrum half, the Lions scrum half, and here, as great a day as ever for him, captain of Swansea. As the teams then come across to face the stand, the usual preliminaries. The French contingent in midfield there, the referee and 2 touch judges. An interesting choice of place kicker here, because Fox isn't playing, Gallagher isn't playing, and really it could be an area in which they will struggle today. very strong breeze at his back. Really, all he needs to do is to hoist it, and he may well need someone to. Yes, and the referee calls for the assistance of Mike Brewer. So that's an old-fashioned sight. As Botica strikes that, but fails to convert. So a first taste of picking pressures for Botica. Robert Jones thinks about it, taking it quickly. Finally decides that Clements will give his forwards a chance to arrive underneath that ball. It's perfectly placed into the wind, but just not quite tight enough. That man there is Sean Fitzpatrick, the hooker, which means we did see Warren Gatland have a knock earlier on, and we're just waiting. Gatland probably just playing on for a minute or two as he aims at this line out. Murray Pearce was the first to get fingers to it, but this is Reynolds, the Swansea flanker, sets it back nicely to Morgan. But again, the referee not satisfied that the ball was placed straight into the line. Or it was knocked forward, in fact, at the line out. So he's still waiting. Frustration, and Gatland, he would have been lucky if he had to leave the field this early, because this is his first taste of Welsh rugby. And that scrum very untidily done. The referee waiting and waiting, but finally running out of patience. The Swansea 22 in vision there. As Clement, left-footed, under pressure, has played at centre, full-back and out at half for Wales.